Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is definitely a weird start to a video. About 3 lines before my row is about to take off, the GNCC crew changed the whole starting area. I think it's because somebody got hurt, but I had to move farther inside because if you look here, we're about to pause it. Once I go down the first straightaway, and then look, you can see how we go to the left and the track used to go straight for all the other rows. So it was really weird that they changed it. I ended up not getting to the first corner first. Davis Simpson beat me on the 134, but then we get to the second corner and I do pull out in first. And then I'm going to let you guys listen to what GNCC had to say about it.
Evan Hansen, Ryder Sigety, for Jaden Ferris, Derek Randolph, Mason Sakanikas, Arson Bronger. Oh man, stealing it away from him. Did not catch a number on the helmet. Mercy, taking his lunch money.
As you can see, I didn't steal his lunch money for long because I fall about a minute into the track. But
hey, this is Ryder's dad. Listen to this clutch.
yeah, I knew that Mason Sakanikas was right behind me as I was getting up, so I definitely didn't get up the correct way. I should have put it in the first, but I did abuse the clutch a little bit there, just because I didn't feel like getting past, even though I had already got passed by David Simpson. I don't know if that was in the video. You couldn't really see it from the GoPro angle.
Yeah, that might have been the best thing to do, but as like the father and mechanic, and there's actually Mason's dad, I just hate to hear stuff like that, but yeah, that might have been what you had to do.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think we introduced ourselves. I'm Ryder Sigety. I'm a 4-time national. Oh, there goes Mason Sakanikas. So now I'm in 3rd place. Davis is in 1st. Mason's in 2nd. And it's kind of weird. All these kids that I'm racing, I'm like friends with all of them. I've hung out with all of them. But my name is Ryder Sigety. I'm a 4-time national GNCC champion, and I'm a factory support off-road and pro racer. And this is my 2nd 3-hour GNCC ever, and off to about the same way that the first one went. First one I got 2nd. This one we're hoping to do better. You can see right there, Davis and I go to the left, Mason goes to the right, and he passed Davis. So I'm still in 3rd, but now Davis is in 2nd. And speaking with Davis after the race, he was getting really bad arm pump, like around here. So you're gonna see in a little while he tones it down a lot. But as of right now, we're all just trying to save a lot of energy. Nobody's really pushing at this point in the race because 3 hours is a long time. Everybody has to save their energy. But right now, yeah, I'm just going like a casual pace. It was weird. The start is like push as fast as you can for the first 3 turns to get the whole shot, just so you can lay it back for the next like lap and a half at least. For the next lap, I was just going slow, I felt like.
So you're going to see, if you stick around to the end of this video, Ryder has some footage of all the XC1 pros, and you can kind of see how they ride for a little bit too, which would be kind of cool because in this pro race, which is the last race of the day, Ryder's line is like 10 or 15 minutes, I forget exactly, I think it's like 12 or 13 minutes back behind, or rows behind the top row, so nearly everyone gets lapped towards the end of the race here, and Ryder gets some of them on video, so that'll be kind of cool if you want to see that towards the end.
Here is Davis, and he doesn't put up a real fight here when I was going around him, but it's a long race. There's not much you could do early in the race to try to, it's not that important to try to protect your line that early, I feel like at least. But now I'm trying to play catch up with Mason, but I also don't want to use all my energy trying to play catch up with Mason, because if I use too much energy now, I could screw myself for the whole rest of the race. So I want to save energy so I can push the last laps if I have to.
Yeah, so I raced the 10 o'clock race, and I came back and told Ryder, you better be careful. There's some really bad lines here that will just suck your bike up. And, because it wasn't really that muddy, as you could see for him. It was actually a lot muddier, more muddy and slippery when I raced. But there was axle deep and foot peg deep ruts that big bikes were just stuck on. Like, you just couldn't go anymore, and there was a long ways to go. So one bad line, and you're stuck for the whole day. And, he's a small kid rider. I mean, a lot of kids on the 125s are. And, like, he could barely, actually, I don't even think he really can properly even get the bike on a stand, let alone dig it out of a mud hole. Like, I got stuck once, and it took everything I had to get that bike out. So I think the first lap was a little cautious and understandable.
And also coming up, we're about to see a tree. You want to explain what happened there?
Oh yeah, I came down this hill and it was so slick, and I hit that tree on the left right there. And this is Monday afternoon, and I am still walking like an old man. My neck hurts. Both my legs are black and blue. My back hurts. Like, I actually was thinking of just pulling off the track at that point, like, which was really strange too, because I knew I was going to get my ass kicked in this race. I know, like, some of the people I raced against are way faster than me, and I was leading the race at that point. I was really happy.
Coming up in just about a second is Mason. I don't know if he gets taken out or if he just, the berm was really soft or something, but the front end tucks, and I'm able to make the pass for the lead. If you see in a little bit, yeah, there's Mason, and what was I gonna say?
So this is Ohio clay, which we'll get into in a minute, and it is way slicker than it looks. Very, very slick. And this is an off-camber trail right here. And sometimes you just get pushed into a line you're not looking to do because you'll just slide into it. And that's probably what happened to Mason, because I remember that section there. It was fast and off-camber.
Yeah, that probably is what happened to him. I felt like there was a ton of lappers in this race, and I had to take some sketchy lines, so make sure that you guys stay tuned. There's one line where I try to go a separate line as somebody I'm passing up a hill, and I end up not being able to, and I drop into the lower line, and we have like the craziest collision ever. I don't know, it was funny.
So being that this is your second race, you're still kind of learning how to budget your energy. At least I think you are. Would you agree? Second 3-hour race, that is.
Yeah, I'm definitely still learning how to budget my energy. I've only done, 3, even 2-hour races in my life, I think. But it wasn't this hard for this race, I felt like. Being in the mud felt a little easier. At least this conditions felt a little easier, because there wasn't any whoops, and there really wasn't terrible mud. So the the track conditions were almost perfect. Really minimal energy had to be used.
It's amazing how much better they are when you race as they were Saturday and early Sunday. Saturday, it was so bad that a motorhome, or an RV, ooh, that was bad.
Look at his face. He's eating a face full of dirt right now.
A motorhome slid down a hill, and they weren't even moving. Like, they weren't driving it. It just got that slick. And here we'll show you here what Dirt Bike Magazine said. They did an article on the 10 toughest races in the world, like Paris-Dakar, Baja 1000, 6-day ISDE. And they said any race in southern Ohio if it rains. And this is actually northern Ohio, so it's not as bad as southern Ohio, but it is still really bad. I saw 4-wheel drive trucks stuck on flat ground. And it was actually had some QP below the ground. It wasn't even in a grass field.
Yeah, I bet this guy on the right here slid down the hill. You can see the dirt all over his front number plate and stuff.
Yeah, it was so muddy the day before. I cannot believe it dried up like this. That our e-bikes were completely hammered in mud, and like I had to carry them. Like, it was really bad. This is amazing that it dried up like this.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think it was gonna get this good. I think they also cut out a little section of the course.
Yeah, I heard they did too. And by the way, that I think in the back at the start when they took down the banners so you guys can go through, I believe a rider got taken out in the first turn and got hurt, and that was a really good friend of ours. I believe it was Caleb Baltimore. I don't know if anyone knows if it was him or not, but that's a shame. He's had a really rough season with injuries and a really amazing season with finishes, so kind of sucks for him because he's a really good kid and really good family.
Yeah, definitely. So right in front of me is not right now, but the guy in the Yamaha with the red shirt on. I rode behind him for like 15 minutes, and I kind of realized I didn't even care about passing him that much. I mean, he was like pushing a good pace, and I didn't want to use like almost any energy, so I cut out most of the time where I was just following him. But we go through this pretty cool creek bed. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but the whole time, like, don't fall in the water, don't fall in the water, don't fall in the water. But at the end of the creek bed is that really cool, I thought was cool pass that I told you guys about earlier. I did not mean to hit him, but he kind of slowed down, and I kind of slowed down. It was, like, awkward. We didn't know who was going to go. So I was like, screw it. If I don't go, I'm going to get stuck on this hill. But the hill wasn't that bad. I think both of us got out. You see, I come up here, and I realized that I had to drop down. And you see his front tire right there. I don't know if you guys saw it on the left side. I get up, and you hear me. I go, hell yeah.
Did you see that smoke coming from your bike? What was that?
Hopefully nothing bad. I know Thor Powell didn't finish. I saw him on the side of the track with some bike problems. There was smoke coming from his bike everywhere.
So you started to talk about this before. This race is coming down, or sorry, this season is coming down to basically our friend Mason Sakanikis and our other friend Davis Simpson. And you missed a couple GNCCs because you're competing in the Tour Series, but you're obviously back today, and you'll be back for snowshoe. So please like and subscribe and comment, but subscribe if you want to see some snowshoe action, because we're going to have some pretty intense big course snowshoe action. Like last year we did the small course, short course, the youth course, and it's really not a very impressive course, but the adult course is going to be amazing.
Right in front of me now was Mason's brother, Austin Sakanikis. He's on the 250B line, and it seems like most races that I do with him now, if we do catch him, he sticks with us the whole time. Like, I went into the pit, and I couldn't tell if it was Mason or Austin behind me, and apparently it was Austin, but I thought it was Mason, and I started pushing for like the next 2 laps because I thought that Mason was like right behind me.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, having a brother nearly your age riding nearly the same size motorcycle and having someone to practice with all the time.
Yeah, that would be cool. I bet there's a lot of rivalry going on there too, though.
Yeah, they have actually 5 kids who race. That is a hell of a project. And man, getting into these GNCCs and finding a parking spot is such a stressor. It's unbelievable. You can barely find a spot. You're on the side of a hill. I believe they had to be towed in. I believe they ripped off their black tank trying to get in. We had to park the motorhome and drive around on bicycles just to find a spot in the middle of the night. It's really, for a professional series, and they are really professional, I just wish that would be something they can resolve a little better and help people find parking a little better.
Yeah. So coming to this race, I kept hearing about a creek jump, and I was so excited to hit it. But apparently it was overgrown, and nobody got to hit the creek jump. But I probably would have went over the handlebars on it anyway, because I saw a lot of videos of people doing that. But on our excursion to find the creek jump, we rode our e-bikes around the whole course, and at the time we rode it, it was a lot muddier than what the track is now. And it was like a workout, right? Like carrying the e-bikes across the whole course because the wheels were filled with mud and stuff. And then to the left right here is FMF Hill. So most of the pros, I assume, went up FMF Hill. I didn't try it because I felt like the risk wasn't worth the reward, especially if I wasn't in like the tightest battle. But I know a couple people that went up it and said it was really hard at least.
So I remember when Ryder was a little kid, as most little kids, he was like terrified of getting stung by a bee. And even adults are probably not too comfortable with it. And during the race, didn't you say you had a bee go up your shirt and sting you a few times?
Yeah, it went up my shirt, and I kept feeling it sting me, and I kept trying to hit it, but I don't know if I hit it or not.
Yeah, actually show the video.
All right, how was your race?
Pretty good. There was a bee in my jersey, which wasn't optimal, but it was fun.
Did it sting you?
Yeah, it stung me there.
Looks like you got stung there too.
Yeah, it was like all over my left arm.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And it really messed up your hair. Holy cow. How many laps did you lead?
All of them.
Very good. And how many main event races have you won so far?
This one.
Congratulations, dude. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So speaking of results, like we said in the video, I did pretty good this race, better than I did at the last one. That was the goal, like I said at the beginning of the race. After I had the crash and then I got passed by Mason, I passed both Davis and Mason back, and I ended up leading every lap till the end of the race. And poor Davis, hopefully he heals up soon. He got a pretty bad head injury shortly after I kind of got around him, but I think he's fine now, but it's still somewhat messing with him, I guess.
Actually, I don't know if he got a head injury, but I do know he took a pretty bad spill, but I'm pretty sure he's fine now. What's funny too is they're a great family, the Simpson family. I'm sure they watch our videos, so I hope they don't mind us talking about them. The Davis's mom, I'm better friends with the father, and she calls me the night before the video, like I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm like in my sleeping clothes, and she doesn't really call me much, but I say if there's any problems or whatever, you can call me, because she actually took Davis to the race without her father. And the phone rings, so I answer. I'm like, hello. and I could tell she's a little frazzled. And like, I don't care that she did this, but she didn't even say like hello or how are you or is it late or early. Or she's just like, front wheel bearings. Need front wheel bearings. And I'm like, oh, you're in luck. You called the right person. We stock a lot of stuff here. Let me go check. So I check, and of course we do have the front wheel bearings, and it's a little tricky because there's different size wheel bearings for different Yamahas. So I call her back. I'm like, yeah, I got them. She's like, all right, how do I get there? She comes over, and I figured I'd play a little joke on her and go, yep, here you go, those rear wheel bearings you were looking for. And I hand them to her. Figured she'd be like, no, front. And she was like, oh, okay, thanks. I'm like, no, I was just kidding. You need a front, and these are the front. And then I really started to scare her, and she's like, well, what do I need? Do you have it? Like a parent's so concerned about their kid in their uncomfortable zone, taking them to the races. So I was impressed with that, though. I've seen her actually drive the RV trailer by herself to the races. And by the way, this is like a really nasty mud section that got worse and worse each race.
Yeah, but thankfully you were there showing me the line.
So if you could, there's me, hi. If you could please like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment on the videos, even if it's just say comment or Mike, hi, or commenting, anything, it would help. Also, even though the GNCC is a primarily East Coast based series, this is the closest one to us, and or at least one of the closest, and it was still, how many hours, Ryder? 8 hours to get here? 8 hours each way. So it is, there's the rule. We talked about this once before. It's called the 30-30. My good friend John Robbins told me about it. You'll do 30,000 miles and spend $30,000 to race a national series. And that's pretty accurate. But we haven't been doing all the nationals this year. But what have you been doing, and how does the energy levels differ between this and what you've been doing?
So I've been doing the tour races, the Temple off-road races they're called. And they're totally different to a 3-hour format. They have 2 30-minute motos, and that's what most of my videos have and will be on recently. So they're really exciting too, because you get a lot of battling going on.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's really close battling. Like, there's how many people? 40 people or so on the line, and it's a 30-minute race. It's like everybody's going for it.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of battling, but it's totally different to this race where...
Wait, 1 second. Who's that now?
I'm not sure. Oh, it's what's his name? TJ Brown.
Right, and who's TJ Brown?
He's a pretty fast kid, and I raced him at the Carolina XC last year.
I think he actually overall the Carolina XC series from the B line, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's just a lot more battling at a tour race than this would be, where it's really just kind of spread out throughout the whole 3-hour race.
Now, didn't you say, because you're doing 2 classes, that 2 hours of sprinting in GP is harder than 3 hours of GNCC?
Yeah, I definitely said that, but I definitely take it back. This is probably the most tired I've been in a while, and the track was probably the best conditions out of all the tracks this year so far. So snowshoes should be interesting.
Interesting.
So I wanted to talk about the results a little bit as far as the pros go. And for XC1, first was Craig DeLong coming in at 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 21 seconds. Then Jonathan Giroir around half a second behind him. They were really close coming into the finish. And then Grant Baylor coming in third at 2 minutes, about 20 seconds behind them. And Stu Baylor actually started off the race in a pretty bad hole shot, which is somewhat normal for him. He usually doesn't get the best hole shots, but what wasn't really normal is he made minimal, almost no passes. He started off in 11th and he finished 10th, which was really weird for him. Oh yeah, and there's Meatball. He just went by me, saw him giving me the hands up, and I was cheering him on too. And I also want to talk about XC2. Oh, also Baylor getting the really bad finish this weekend. Stu, I mean. Will definitely, I think, hurt his chances of getting a championship this year, but we'll see, because he's had times before where he was in a big deficit.
Yeah, but he started off the season pretty with a deficit, and he had 2 wins, and he closed the gap to within like 9 points, and he was like on a charge to really close that gap, and now getting a 10th place is really, or 10th or 11th, I forgot what he got, is really going to hurt his championship hopes. He's going to need some luck now.
Yeah. Now for XC2, Grant Davis got first, 2 hours, 59 minutes, 25 seconds. Then 3 seconds behind him, Liam Draper. And then another minute behind them was Reardon.
So, as a parent, it's like a milestone step in my son's riding career to go from a mini bike to a full-size bike. And I'm not trying to brag, but I never expected him to adapt to it so quickly. It really upped his game in riding. I know he still likes riding the mini bike, but why don't you tell us how you feel about your YZ125?
I'm loving it. The power is as much as I need it to be right now. I can't even really see myself getting on a 250 in the near future. I mean, probably ride the 125 for the next couple of years, I would think. But that could change, because I said the same thing about the mini bike last year. But I just love it. It's so much fun. Just been able to bring the bike out the whole time, but still have the bigger chassis and the bigger wheels and tires and the suspension that the mini bike doesn't have. It makes it a lot less sketchy, and the Yamaha suspension is like awesome. I don't think I've ever gotten kicked off the course on the 125, and it's worked out really well for me. But before I go on, right here, I tried to get out of the rut, I think. All right, so it's just not this lap, never mind. But yeah, I really love the 125 so far.
Yeah, didn't you say like it hasn't kicked you off your line yet, and you probably have 40 hours or more on your 125s?
Yeah, I just said, yeah. Yeah, this is our first bit, by the way, and I get a little bit of hammer nutrition. I didn't need goggles the whole race. I used roll-offs, and I don't think a lot of people use them for this race. I didn't need them. I could have used tear-offs, I think.
Yeah, we all thought this was going to be a really muddy race and going to need lots of goggles, and man, it dried up. Unbelievable how much it dried up. I mean, people had to be towed in, and it rained the next day before. Like, it was before it's Saturday. On Friday, people had to be towed in, and it rained Saturday too. Like, this is unbelievable how nice it got. Like, I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to ride quad beaten courses, that's crappy, I'm not into that kind of thing. Let me tell you, I think the quads really clean up the course. They really, I mean, it's a different kind of racing now, but they make it nice.
Yeah, definitely. I remember coming up to this hill every lap and just praying that I wasn't going to get stuck. And then I go halfway up the hill and I just hit neutral right there. But it was fine. I was able to get up anyway. The Kenda tires hooked up. So now that I'm in the 3-hour GNCC race, I can't run a back camera. Oh, there's Thor Powell, by the way, on the left. Now that was Davis. Remember I said he hurt his head or something? He was pointing to his head at least right there. And I was just talking about how...
This is where I think you got sideways.
Yeah, I was just saying that. This is where I got sideways a little bit. But I was able to get out of it fine.
Who's that good-looking guy on the right in the blue Yamaha shirt?
I didn't see anyone good-looking. I saw you, though. Well, now I forget what I was talking about. Yeah, so now that I'm in the 3-hour GNCC, I can't use a GoPro on my back because I have to put the camel back there. But if you check out some of my other videos, like more specifically my tour videos, I use a back camera and it looks really cool. You guys should definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Oh, by the way, if you want to see something funny, you can look at that sign that I put up for Ryder. Was that the one? I don't know if that was the one. No, maybe that was
last lap.
Well, I wrote winner and exclamation point. I don't think he's got it in the next video. But instead of saying winner, it said whiner.
Oh, right here, I wanted to see what my heart rate was during the race, and I realized I didn't turn my watch on, so I had to look down and I turned on my watch like halfway through the lap.
Funny little story about how slick Ohio mud can be. Many years ago when I was racing National Enduros, I did a National Enduro in Ohio and it rained, and it was so slick, I saw people get stuck in the tech inspection and they had to reroute it, and it was on flat ground. Like, it's really bad. Oh, there's who's that? Craig DeLong.
That's Craig DeLong.
Well, I don't know why I was going to say Andrew DeLong. We know it's not Andrew DeLong, but he's a great guy, and Craig DeLong, and so is Andrew. Oh, there's Randy Hawkins pointing out an awesome line for you. He's another great guy. 2 great guys in a row.
Yeah, so Randy Hawkins is the team manager, and Craig DeLong won the overall for the day, like we said earlier. So now it's pretty much just a montage of me getting passed.
Yeah, so that was Johnny G, and I forget who that is in third. I did know that. Hold on.
Probably gonna look kind of dumb here because I know most people would probably know where all those people are.
Yeah, but we also are looking on a small screen right now, so it's really hard to even see who it is.
I don't know how the GNCC announcers do this. They look and they talk and they do everything all in one go. I think we're on like the 50th attempt at that point. I think that was one of the Baylor brothers too that just passed me.
Yeah, Grant, he was up there. Yep, he's really fast. Yeah, when we first started with AmPro, they gave me like one of those really nice headsets that go over both your ears and put me on the course, and they were like, you know, everyone was reporting ooh, that's scary there. You can get stuck real bad. And you have to report like where all your competition is, and like everyone's talking on the headphones and giving pit boards. I didn't know who half the people were. Like, I know who they are, like, on the results. I just couldn't figure them out. I'm like, I think I'm going to give these headphones back.
Yeah, that's funny. Coming up, I kept doing that. I would fall almost and, like, kind of get off the bike, and it just uses so much energy each time I did that. But coming up soon, I feel like there's 2 riders that I stuck with for, like, maybe 30 seconds. I don't even know if it was that long. And I just felt so fast keeping up with them for that little amount of time. And me and you, they were probably going that speed the whole race. I could barely keep that speed for 30 seconds. I'm not saying I was anywhere near as fast as them.
So another big debate we had, that's Witowski, and I still can't see. It's too small. They're little thumbnails. But these are all XC1 Pros. Debate is when the course is clay like this, it's super sticky mud. Like, if you want to see the course, how are you going to do it? Are you going to ride it on your e-bike and really get it full of mud? Are you going to try to walk it? It'll take you all day and you'll be exhausted. Are you going to do nothing? Well, like, and just not see the course, which is also dangerous. What do you think, Ryder?
I think that walking it or biking it is definitely the best option. I think getting a look at the course is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do, too. And our e-bike survived, but man, it's not good for e-bikes, that's for sure. Oh, and there is Liam Draper. No, number 1 would be Draper. That's XC2 now. Here goes all the XC2 guys.
Did we see Stu pass me? I don't remember.
Not yet. We'll be able to tell. He's kind of got a distinct look. Well, except for his brother. Those 2 look the same. Well, here's your second gas we had to fill up, huh?
Yeah.
And what's in the flask? Do you know, or what? Who makes what's in the flask?
Hammer Nutrition.
Yeah, Hammer Nutrition, right?
Yeah. It definitely kept me with a lot of energy. Oh, right here. I was trying to get a bottle from you. Alright, I don't know if we can argue about this, but if I would have just taken the bottle to just drink out of the bottle, it would have been a lot faster than waiting for you to put this cap on. I keep asking I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I keep asking for the bottle. Like, can I just have the bottle? Can I just have the bottle? And he's like, no, I'm almost done with the cap. And then we have to wait like another 20 seconds for the cap to get on.
Yeah, world's slowest pit stop. I will take responsibility for that. However, is that? No, that's not Stan. Something went wrong with your Camelback system, right? I mean, you got done with the race and you said you didn't have any water and you still had like 20, 30 ounces left. So in my mind, you weren't going to need any more water, so I didn't have it prepared. But now I know. That's like we're still learning these 3-hour races. Got to have your all drink systems prepared. Well, why wasn't it prepared, you say? Should always be prepared. Because once you put those straws on, they just leak all over the place. Oh, there's someone cheering on. Yeah, so you don't put the straw on until right before you're going to use it. So they sit in a little cooler, trying to stay cool. That's Stu right there.
Yep.
See, that I could tell even on a small screen. No offense, Stu. But you just kind of have that, like, look. Yeah, so that was really slow. Pit stop, my fault.
Yeah, it's fine though. It didn't matter really in the end of the day.
No, it didn't. There's who?
There was Randy again pointing out a line.
Yeah, so yeah, you had a 2-minute lead, and it was your last lap. So I mean, you don't want to definitely waste any time because it just takes getting stuck once to ruin your whole day, right? And I'm looking at the course now. It didn't look like there was too many spots to get stuck, but man, when I raced it earlier in the day, lots of people were getting stuck. And are you stuck now?
Nah, I was just staying at the bottom of the hill to make sure that it was clear by the time I wanted to go up it. But I remember speaking about wasting time in pit stops. There was one time at Snowshoe, I think, where we thought that my position in the class was definite. I definitely wasn't winning. I wasn't doing good. But I remember we wasted like a ton of time doing extra pit stops to check gas and stuff. and I ended up getting somebody caught up to me at the end of the race, and they ended up beating me because they started on the line behind me, but they were in my class.
Yeah, you don't want to waste time. And what happens in snowshoe, they only start 5 people at a time, and for some reason the live scoring doesn't really take that into effect, so you don't really know.
Anyway guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and yeah, definitely check out some of our other videos. Bye.